Welcome everyone. So today we will discuss about manufacturing of sodium hydroxide or chloralkali process. Actually this topic comes under the topic of common salt or sodium chloride. That sodium chloride it acts as a raw material for the manufacturing of other useful materials such as sodium hydroxide, um, washing soda, baking soda, bleaching powder, etc. So about especially these four materials we are going to discuss here in detail one by one. So the first one is sodium hydroxide. Yesterday we discussed about this, just the introduction of it. Today we will be discussing this process of chloralkali in detail with the help of figure which is given in this part. So let us start this. When electricity is passed through an aqueous solution of sodium chloride called brine, it decomposes to form sodium hydroxide. The process is called the chloralkali process because of the products formed, chlor for chlorine and alkali for sodium hydroxide. So yesterday I told you about brine. What is brine? Brine is an aqueous solution of sodium chloride. And the other important point here is chloralkali process, that why this process is said to be chloralkali. It is because of the products which is getting formed in this process. So it is given here that because of the products formed, chlor for chlorine and alkali for sodium hydroxide. Please underline this. Sometimes they used to ask in 1 mark kind of questions. So next given is the equation related with this process. Sodium chloride aqueous, so this is showing brine actually, and then water is also given as a reactant. It is because water is taken in a large amount. Then the products which is getting formed are sodium hydroxide, which is main product, whereas chlorine and hydrogen. Now you can see beside chlorine and hydrogen they have used physical state G. That means they are produced in gaseous state and they are considered as byproduct. Now chlorine gas is given off at the anode and hydrogen gas at the cathode. I will tell you the reason that why is it so. Sodium hydroxide solution is formed near the cathode. The three products produced in this process are all useful. That means all these three products, they are having different uses and they are getting utilized in some or the other activities. So figure 2.8 shows the different uses of these three products. Everything is given in the figure which we are going to discuss next. When you will understand this figure, then almost all the questions you will be able to answer based on this topic. So let us discuss about the figure. As you can see this figure 2.8, it is about important products from the chloralkali process. Now if we have also discussed about electrolysis in chapter 1, and that we have discussed in class. So I told you about what are the important things, important parts of this electrolytic cell, or you can say about this process of electrolysis which is actually taking place here for the manufacturing of sodium hydroxide. So here as you can see, as usual they are having two electrodes, and these two electrodes are connected with battery. So the electrode which is connected with positive terminal of the battery, it is said to be anode, and the one which is connected with negative terminal, it is said to be cathode. Then the blue color part, we as you can see, it is representing the electrolyte. So our electrolyte here in this case is brine. As you can see they have shown brine on the left part. That means here brine, there is some source where brine is getting prepared, and that brine is directly just filled in this electrolytic tank. Now on the right side, or you can say on the side of the cathode, brine containing NaOH, they have represented. That means in this process NaOH is continuously getting formed, and this NaOH, it is also continuously collected. So here brine is, they are just filling brine in this electrolytic tank from one side, or from the side of anode, and from the side of cathode NaOH is getting collected. The other thing you can see that at anode they have shown that chlorine gas is evolved, whereas at cathode hydrogen gas is evolving. Now let us discuss actually what happens in this electrolyte. See, whenever you are just dissolving any salt in water, any salt, then what happens? The salt, it is getting dissociated into its constituent ions. As you can see here, we have taken NaCl. So when NaCl you are dissolving in water, it is also dissociating into its constituent ions, which are sodium ion and chloride ion. Now apart from these two ions, you can also see hydrogen ion and hydroxide ion. They are also getting produced in this case because H2O, water, is also getting dissociated because of the electric current which is passing here. So in total we are having 4 ions present in electrolyte. 2 are positive ions whereas 2 are negative ions. The 2 negative ions, which are chloride ion and hydroxide ion. The 2 positive ions are sodium ion and hydrogen ion. So as you can see, they have shown. The other thing which they have shown with the help of arrow, that negative ion, they are moving towards positive electrode because of the uh, opposite charges, whereas the positive ions, they are moving towards the negative electrode. So here what happens, as two negative ions and two positive ions are there. First of all, let us discuss about two negative ions. So two negative ions, chloride ion and hydroxide ions, they both will start moving towards cathode, but only chloride ion, as this is based on the concept of selective discharge, which is given in the higher class. So we are not going to discuss it here. You only have to remember here that chloride ion is moving towards, as both the ions are both the negative ions, chloride and hydroxide ions are moving towards anode, but here only chloride ion is going to surround anode, and chloride ion, it is getting converted into chlorine atom and then to chlorine molecule, and it is released in the form of gas. So what actually happens here, chloride ion, as it is moving towards anode, we know that anode, it is a positive terminal, it is deficient of electron. So and chloride ion, it is negative, that means it is having excess electron. So chloride ion, it will lose its electron, it will give its electron to anode, and then what happens, then chloride, after losing electron, it will become neutral chlorine atom, and when two chlorine atom, they are combining, they are forming chlorine molecule, which is in the form of gaseous state, and that is how chlorine gas is evolving at anode, as you can see in this diagram. Now let us discuss about positive ions. So we are having two positive ions, sodium ion and hydrogen ion. Now these two positive ions, they are moving towards cathode. Now sodium ion and hydrogen ion, among these two only one will be able to release at cathode. So from these two, hydrogen is just going to surround cathode, and it is going to convert first into neutral hydrogen atom and then to hydrogen molecule. So hydrogen ion, once it is surrounding this cathode, then what happens actually, hydrogen ion, as it is positive, it is having less, or you can say deficient of electron, whereas cathode, it is a negative electrode, it is having excess of electron. So hydrogen ion, it will gain electron from cathode, and hydrogen will convert into hydrogen atom, and then two hydrogen atoms, they will combine and they will form hydrogen molecule, and that is how hydrogen is releasing at cathode. As you can see, H2 is releasing at cathode. So this is the reason that chlorine gas is releasing at anode and hydrogen gas is releasing at cathode. Why this happens? This happens because of opposite charge, as chloride ion, which is formed, it is moving towards positive electrode, and hydrogen ion, which is formed, it is moving towards negative electrode. Now you can see, beside chlorine gas and hydrogen gas, they have mentioned something. Actually they have mentioned the uses of these two byproducts which is formed in this process. So chlorine gas, it is having so many uses, like water treatment, swimming pools, PVC, disinfectants, CFCs, pesticides, etc. Same way, hydrogen gas is also having so many uses, like fuels, margarine, ammonia for fertilizers, etc. Then you can see, same way for NaOH also, they have shown beside where they have written NaOH, like it is used for degreasing metals, it is used in the manufacturing of soaps and detergents, paper making, artificial fibers, etc. Again, we will be discussing about uses of NaOH, which is given later in this chapter. So this is about the working and the, first of all, this is about the construction of electrolytic cell and the working and the process, chlor-alkali process, that how NaOH is getting manufactured by this process. And especially You also have to learn the uses of these two byproducts. Now this is very very important topic. Every year questions are asked based on this topic in a different way. The questions are easy, but you have to understand, because questions hardly they are asking in a direct manner, so you need to guess a lot of things and then you only will be able to answer the questions. So this is only about the chlor-alkali process. Some other things which are additional and some questions which is based on this I will give you later. The first we will be completing this topic, then I am going to give you also, and if any reactions are also involved, so that also I will provide you afterwards. Thank you.